Alright guys, so I want to do a inspection uh, of these bulk carrier groups at least as good as I can get, and I want to show in detail, at least try to, of the insides of these carriers. Now I believe I found another issue with the other AR-15A4 bulk carrier group. I bought a scope, or I'm sorry, bore scope. But it was like a cheap one on Amazon, and it didn't work as well. I can see better through my naked eye, and I'm hoping we can see better through the camera. I have this light here to see in. But so what we have here is, this is the M4A1 Socom. So we're just going to refer to this as the Socom bolt carrier group. This is the AR-15A4 bolt carrier group, and this is the Primary Arms Microbest Chrome bolt carrier group. Also, this video is going to be shot in 4K 60 frames per second, so if you can adjust your settings in the YouTube app, you may be able to see it a little better. So how we're going to keep track of these bolt carrier groups, I'm going to keep them all separate, but number one, this bolt here, there is an MPC mark on it. This is the Socom bolt. There is an MPC mark on it, but it's very faint, and the only way you can see it is with some added light. Whereas the AR-15A4 bolt, you can see it has a perfect MPC stamp on it. Carriers, this is the Socom carrier. You can see some nicks on the back there, and this just has generally more wear on it than the AR-15A4 carrier. This is the AR-15A4 carrier. There's no marks on the back or the front, and has a minimal amount of wear, but that's how we're going to keep track of them. So we're going to do our best to keep everything separated. So let me get the AR-15A4 bolt carrier group out of the way, because the main discussion kind of is going to be the Socom bolt. So what I found just looking at these is, so number one, this carrier key, at least from me moving it as much force as I can manage, is not loose. These screw heads here, this one looks kind of screwed up a little bit. They just look a little off. This is the AR-15A4 carrier. I'm going to compare that. Look, I don't know, I didn't really want to stick a hex key or anything in there because they look a little screwed up to me. But so I did not test those. I didn't want to booger anything up. But as far as I can tell, this carrier key is not loose at all. What I wanted to show you mostly was, if we look in here, I don't know how this is going to look, so we're going to try. If we look in here, you can kind of see, look how rough that is. Try to zoom in here. Look how rough that is. See the roughness in there? Put that down so I'm not shaking it. That roughness goes the whole way. You can really see it there. Goes the whole way back in through there, and it's really bad. You can see in there, look how bad that is. And that's as clean as I can get it. I actually have some Slip 2000 725 cleaner that I let soak in there, and I cannot get any more of the fouling out of the sides of the carrier. So I don't believe it's supposed to be that rough. However, I do not know if it's rough enough to impede function or not. If that may or may not have contributed to the gas rings going out a little early, I'm not sure. You guys let me know. I may send this video to Colt, but you can see how rough that is in there. That was mostly what I wanted to show. Other than that, the carrier itself looks fine. One other thing I did want to mention, because I've had a couple people mention this, and I've already talked about this in one of my other testing videos, but since nobody seems to want to watch the whole videos from start to finish, I'm going to re-mention this, plus if I send this to Colt. So, if I take this bolt and I put it in this carrier, it runs fine. It will lock back with Palmetto State Armory's ammunition, with every ammunition that I have. It'll work great. If I take this carrier, which again, this is the Socom. If I take this carrier and I take this bolt and I put them together, it runs perfect. There's no problems. With Palmetto State Armory's ammunition, with M855, everything works fine. It's just when I marry this bolt with this carrier that there's an issue. So what I'm thinking is there's a tolerance stacking issue, and they're both on like one end of the spectrum, and then when they're married together, there's a problem. Okay, so that's really all I found on the Socom's carrier. And again, it feels smooth. It doesn't feel too bad, but I don't know. Again, I don't know if that could have caused the gas rings to go out a little earlier or not. I'm not sure. So, set that to the side. Now, last night when I was going over this, I was cleaning all these up in preparation for my bore scope, which turned out to be trash, which I guess I should have figured. But I went ahead because I saw all those. I saw how rough the inside of this was. The inside of the Socom carrier was. So I went and got the AR-15A4 carrier, which I have no issues with this gun, with this bolt and bolt carrier group. However, whenever I got this out, I noticed, look at that. See that pitting? The chrome is actually pitted inside. That's not dirt. Try to get a better picture of it here. That's actual pitting. You can really see it there. Sorry, my hand's shaking. See all that pitting in the chrome? It goes the whole way around. I don't know what that's from. I've never seen that. I've seen it, but not in an AR-15 carrier. Honestly, I've seen that on Civil War muskets. Whenever like the Springfields and stuff, they're in the white, and when they get pitted, they look just like that. Now I don't. So you can see it's basically from the cam pin forward, and there doesn't appear to be anything back there. But look how smooth the inside of the chrome looks on this one. I don't see any roughness. In fact, you can see like a rainbow effect on that. Now maybe this carrier only has 300 to 400 rounds in it. So maybe the Socom bolt carrier should look like that after 2,000 rounds. I don't know. I mean, but we're going to go back here and look at that. Look how rough that is. And if you look in there, you can see, again, this is the Socom carrier. Look how rough that is. Now, I think the reason I can't get that clean in there, just from what I know from very basic knowledge of metal, usually when metal is scarred like that, it holds on to dirt. And it's almost impossible to get dirt out. Now, I know from watching School of the American Rifleman, you're not supposed to use any kind of abrasive to clean here. And I've asked you guys about down in here because I don't know. You can see that carbon buildup. I have not stuck anything in there. I will not stick anything in there because I do not know. And I'm pretty sure that that's a non-issue. But I don't stick things, I don't scrape anything to clean with. So now, as a control, kind of, we'll go to this primary arms, which is a micro best carrier. Look how mirror finish that is in there. Let's get a little closer. Absolutely mirrored finish. And that is, so this carrier has about, look in there. So there's a, I can't really tell. Look off camera once. No, it's good. Okay. It kind of looked like, the camera kind of looked like there was a little bit of markings in there, but when I went off camera, I don't see any. It's mirrored finish. So round counts. Socom. Let's back this out. This is the Socom. This has 2,000 rounds on it. This is the micro best primary arms. This only has like 200 rounds on it now. And this Colt AR-15A4 carrier has 300 to 400 rounds on it. So, what do you guys think of this? There, that's kind of crazy to me. Now, I did mention about maybe sending this video to Colt. I called them this morning and I talked to the same guy I've been talking to about this carrier, and he did sound concerned. I sent them pictures, and I'm not sure if they're going to replace this or not, or if they're going to want me to send the whole rifle in. Again, I really don't want to send the whole rifle in. However, if they would agree to pay for the shipping and cover all the costs, I will send both of these rifles in. I do not want to do that when all that's wrong is the carrier, or is the bolt carrier groups. What I'd really like Colt to do is to replace both of these bolt carrier groups for me. I don't know. I think that's fair. There's clearly some issues with both of these carriers. This one is clear evident that it's flaking. The chrome's flaking or pitting. So anyways, I just wanted to show you a little bit of what I've found and what I've seen that's going on. I do not want this video to turn into a hate Colt video. Again, that's not my purpose of posting these videos, is just to share with everyone what's going on. This was very rapid. It was like I was shooting fine one day and then all this stuff really happened, went downhill fast. Again, the Socom I had issues with here and there. I did email Fulton Armory and I wanted to see if they would take a look at this bolt carrier group. Well, both of them, but this one, because I emailed them before I realized what was going on with this. They told me that they do not have the gauges to gauge, like to make sure that the bolt tail is in spec and stuff. He did tell me that to check the carrier key and gave me a couple other things to check. And then he said that copious amounts of lube sometimes help bolts like that. And I will say that if I soak this bolt, literally soak it in oil, it'll run for about 80 rounds or so, and then it'll start, I'll start getting fail to lock backs. Now, if I run this with hot ammo, like M855, for the most part it'll work. However, I still will get a fail to lock back here and there, and if I hold the gun one-handed and shoot, it won't lock back at all on the last round. So, anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Have a good day.